This is Balance of Power on Bloomberg TV and radio, the Friday edition. I'm Joe Matthew in Washington, and we thank you for joining us. Donald Trump is on the other coast making several campaign stops in California as the former president looks to raise more money from Silicon Valley tech insiders as well as others joining him at fundraisers following his guilty conviction last week. Back with us, our political panel, Lester Munson and Jeannie Shanzano. Lester, I'm not sure where to start here with Donald Trump, but being found guilty has been a moneymaker so far, and he's about to prove that not only with small donors, these small cash donations, but with the big bundlers out west.
He's raising more money. The conviction has not hurt him in the polls. I think this was, of the various legal efforts against the former president, this was the weakest one, and also the one that's hardest to explain to people. It's very nebulous. It's unclear exactly what he did that was wrong, even though he was convicted. For outsiders, it's hard to understand. It makes him look like the victim. It makes it look like he's being persecuted. He loves to be in that environment. He loves to be the guy who's punching back. So this, in a way, he was thrown into the briar patch.
Jeannie, the former president used the term Holocaust last night to describe the situation at the border. He threatened to jail all of the members of the House January 6th committee and had a lot to say about Joe Biden that would have in any other world made people a bit uncomfortable. Mega donors in California don't care about this kind of language?
Well, at least a good number of them. J.D. Vance seems to have had a big hand in setting up the fundraiser last night and the one today. And that explains in part why he's on the short list for VP. And you've got people in the tech industry who are upset with Joe Biden about a variety of things, including crypto. But this is also the time of year for any campaign when you see the big donors come out. So from that perspective, I think the question is, does the big money take he had in those 48 hours after the conviction keep up, or does it start to dwindle a little bit more? And, the fact is that he has made the case that he is on a revenge and retribution tour. Just listen to what he said to Dr. Phil yesterday, to, Sean Hannity the day before, and juxtapose that with Joe Biden in France, commemorating these people who fought and died for all of our freedom. I mean, this is the choice that we have.
I want to know when Joe Biden's sitting down with Dr. Phil. There's a new Fox News poll out. Guys, you might have seen this. In the great state of Virginia, maybe not a microcosm for the nation, but worth looking at here is, would we call it a purple state at this point? I don't know. Biden and Trump, 48% each, head-to-head. Donald Trump nearly triples his share among black voters. This is actually being borne out in the numbers now. This is not just a theory.
Yeah, again, he gets to portray himself as the victim. He loves this role. He thrives in this role. Democrats, I think, are being too successful. They had a very definite legal strategy to attack him, to make him the winner in the nomination process. That succeeded. It succeeded so well that he is now beating Biden kind of across the board in these places. And yes, Virginia should be a blue state. It is becoming more and more red almost every day. Trump is expanding his base in demographic groups we're not expecting.
Jeannie, we've got less than a minute left here. Can Joe Biden win the presidency without winning back the black vote?
Very, very tough. He needs the black vote. He needs the young vote, and of course we have a gender divide. He is losing men by big numbers. He's got to diminish that as well. So they have a lot of work to do on the Democratic side to shore up their base. He's trying, but it hasn't been quite successful as far as the polls tell us at this point.
I'm guessing you both agree, with 30 seconds left here, the debate later this month will be the most important stop on the road until we get to conventions here, if not the whole rest of the campaign.
Huge opportunity for President Biden to show he can handle the job and is ready for another 4 years. Huge opportunity for him.
You agree with that, Jeannie?
Absolutely, and a huge opportunity for Donald Trump to show that he isn't going to perform the way he did at the last debate 4 years ago, well, the first debate 4 years ago, which went downhill.
It's only a couple weeks away. Lester Munson, Jeannie Shanzano, great conversation. Thank you both, and have a great weekend. I hope you do the same. Check out the Washington Edition newsletter while you're at it. Find it on the terminal and online. And we'll see you back here next week on Balance of Power on Bloomberg.